Today, I will be showing you how to go from this to this. Okay, so we're gonna start by removing our clothes because you definitely do not want to get that dirty. We're gonna use a lot of powder and a lot of makeup. Pull your hair back with a headband. We're gonna start gluing our eyebrows. I'm using the Elmer's purple glue. Close up of how I'm doing it, and this is my second round of glue. Do anywhere 2 to 3 rounds of glue. Then we're gonna use this coating powder to set everything together. This is just translucent. After a few minutes, sweep it out, and then we're gonna cover the brows with a thick foundation. I'm using this pen knife foundation. And I started with a brush, but then I realized that it wasn't a good idea, and I grabbed the bunch with my finger and I whipped it right through the eyebrow. This will get rid of the texture on the brow. After that's done, grab again the translucent powder as shown here and set your eyebrow. After that's done, sweep off the excess powder, and then we're gonna draw on our eyebrows. I'm gonna start where my actual eyebrow starts, and I'm gonna pull it up to create this arch. I'm gonna continue on building the eyebrows until I have a good thickness to them, and make them thicker than what you want them, because then we're gonna sculpt them out. As you can see, it is super thick and definitely not a good look. Once that's done, grab again the translucent powder and set them down. Sweep off the excess, and then I'm going to apply the eyeshadow base. I'm using this yellow, 3 to 1 of the blue. So 3 times more than the blue to create this yellow-green. Apply it from the crease up, since we are going to be cutting we're gonna be doing a cut crease, so it doesn't really matter. Sweep off the excess powder, and then we are going to sculpt the brow. I'm going to use the Morphe CL19 concealer, and I'm going to start sculpting the bottom of the brow with a flat brush, like so. On the top, I'm going to grab Ginger by Nars, and I'm going to sculpt the top with a flat brush as well. This is closer to my skin tone, so again, it's going to blend right in, and this is the final result. After that, I'm going to start on my forehead, as I think it's a faster process to do that. Apply some foundation, blend it out, and then we're gonna go into highlight after this. So I'm gonna grab the same concealer I used under my brows by Morphe, and I'm going to start building the highlight on the center of the forehead. Once you have that blended out, we're gonna start with our contours, and I am using the Mega Conceal in number 15 to create these contours. This is a Makeup Obsession product. Place that all around the forehead by the hairline and leave the center without any contour. Blend it out with a beauty blender. And I noticed that it wasn't dark enough, so I'm grabbing a darker contour, and I am placing that at the beginning of the contour by my hairline, just to create a bigger contrast and to actually morph my face. Blend that out with a beauty blender. We're going to use the banana powder to set the highlight, and the Coty translucent powder to set the contours. Once you have all of that set, including the eye base, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow, and I'm using the 39L palette. I'm grabbing this yellow eyeshadow from the palette, and I am just applying it on top of the yellow cream that we placed earlier, and a little bit over the concealer, but not all the way up to the fake brow that we just created. I'm adding more dimension using this color. Just place that on the crease and take it up toward the yellow, blending it all out. Once that's done, I'm going to grab Emerald and I'm going to place it right on the crease, and I'm not going to take this one too far up, not as far as I took the yellow or the light green, even though it looks like it. I'm just actually blending out the product upward with nothing on the brush, just blending it out. Create that cat eye look by pulling it to the sides. And I'm going to grab this teal and I'm going to place this right on the crease, just so that I have more dimension when I cut the actual crease. I'm using a little bit of yellow to blend out the edges here. Grab again the Morphe CL19 concealer, and we're gonna build our crease. I'm going to look up to mark where I have to cut. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with a flat brush and I'm going to start cutting my desired shape. This is a little bit difficult, it's time consuming. Like I said, this look should be taking you about 2 hours, and if you are a newbie to drag makeup, it definitely will take you longer, so you really want to have patience and time. Once that is done, we're going to set again the cream that we just placed. And then I'm going to go in with the Emerald once again to define the crease that I created. So I'm just grabbing a bullet brush and going right on the edges. And then I'm blending that out with the fluffy brush with no product on it. I'm grabbing this yellow and I'm applying it right on the lid. I thought it was a little too plain with just white, so I added this for dimension. And then I'm grabbing this teal once again and I'm putting it on the outer corner to create a smokier eye look. Make sure you blend out the line between the green and the yellow with a little bit of yellow in a clean brush. Sweep off the extra powder and we're going to start off on skin. I'm using the Vanish foundation, the stick foundation in beige, to apply it all over my beard, as I have, I am a man, so I have to cover that up. And here I'm actually applying my primer, since I forgot to apply it earlier, to the center of my face to minimize pores. I'm using the same foundation that I used on my forehead on my cheek area, and I'm blending it all out with a beauty blender down toward that stick foundation, which is a little bit thicker, and I'm making sure that that stick foundation won't move out of place. Make sure to get your neck. After that, I'm going to highlight using the same concealer we've been using. Make sure the concealer is much lighter than your skin tone. We're not going for supernatural here. Everything is going to come together at the end. Blend that concealer. I'm adding more here just to get an extra effect. I really want to be snatched. This is what it looks like. And then we're gonna use again the Mega Conceal by Makeup Obsession in number 15 to create my contours on the bottom half of my face. Get that Adam's apple, it's really important to hide that. And on the nose, I'm going to use a tiny brush, blending brush, just to create that contour. I noticed that it's much easier to blend it out once it's like lightly applied like so. I'm blending that out with a beauty blender and the rest of my face as well. Here I'm just applying more concealer as I noticed that it wasn't enough for my taste. Alright, and now I'm applying this Morphe Cosmetics foundation in a much darker shade to really get rid of those sharp edges on my jawline and create more contour on my cheeks. And I'm not taking this color all the way down, I'm leaving it right up there just to create this lift on my face. After that's in place, I'm going to blend it out. But I'm not blending it out all the way down. I'm leaving it right where it's at, just kind of darkening the whole contour. Just to give me more dimension when I put a wig on. Grab the Morphe concealer, the same one we've been using, and kind of cut the contour on the bottom just to make the whole thing stand out. Blend it out with a beauty blender, like so. And now we're going to start setting with the Banana Bacon set from Morphe. This is a good yellow tone for darker complexions like myself. They do have a darker one and they have a pinky lighter one. So they have a good selection. I'm gonna set the contours again with the Coty powder. This is a really good setting powder. Everything here is super cheap since we are gonna be using a lot of it. You don't wanna use anything super expensive. I do splurge in my foundations because that's the base and I just feel like it makes it better. But everything else is super cheap and affordable. I'm gonna use the Seven Ben Night Cream in yellow to smoke out the bottom. So I use this as my base, grabbing the yellow shadow from the Morphe palette to set it. And then I'm gonna add more dimension by adding all of the other greens that I used previously. So first I'm using the one from the Morphe palette. And then the emerald from this palette. I'm leaving the emerald right on the outer corners. I'm gonna grab this brown shadow and I'm going to perfect my brow and add more color to it. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. brow gel to add dimension to my real brow. Then we're gonna go right into the liner. This is a very intricate process. This is what really brings the look together. It like makes it or breaks it. So you really want to make sure you're careful. So first I make a line here, and then I do the flick as big as I want it, or I actually go little by little to see how big I really want this cat eye to be. And I keep on pulling and bringing back in to create the perfect length and girth. And then I go into the inside once I've completed the outside of the cat eye. Curl your lashes and then apply mascara both on top and bottom. I am using the Climax mascara by Nars. Once that's completed, I'm just sweeping off the excess powder from the bake and the translucent, and this is what it looks like. Grab your lashes, apply some glue, and put them right onto your eyes, girl. Now we are going to touch up our contour, and I'm using this Morphe palette. And I'm just touching up the contour. Apply as much as you want. I'm going to be putting the products below, so if you want to see any of them, they'll be right down there. All of these colors are definitely replaceable with anything that you have. Now it's time for our lip liner. I'm using this pink liner by the Laura Mercier, and I'm going to apply it all over. I'm overdrawing my lips here, so just make sure to give yourself bigger lips since your eyes are like huge at this point. We want to balance everything out. I am now applying my blush, and I'm using the Orgasm X blush by Nars, and I'm applying it right on the back area just to really lift my face. Grab your lipstick and apply it on the center. I'm using a red lipstick by Nars. Two different kinds, the velvet matte and just a matte lipstick. I don't know, I like being extra, so I really apply those. I really like the effect that the pink and the red have together, so I usually just apply them together. I'm now drawing on my beauty marks and applying some highlight to the tip of my nose. And this completes the look. This is what the end result is. Now we have to just apply some our wig and our outfit, and we are all done.